Why saying no can save your future. Boundaries every teen needs. Let me ask you something. Do you see boundaries as prisons or as protection? Most young people hear the word boundaries and immediately think, restrictions, chains, something stopping me from enjoying life. But what if boundaries are actually the secret to freedom, dignity, and success? What if your ability to say no today determines how far you'll go tomorrow? The dog in the fence. There was once a family dog who loved to run around the neighborhood. It chased butterflies, birds, even cars. One day, while chasing a butterfly, it ran across the street and was hit by a car. The family was heartbroken. So they built a fence around the yard, not to imprison the dog, but to protect it. That fence became the boundary that saved its life. In the same way, God-given boundaries in your life are not cages. They're fences of love, put in place to protect your dignity, your future, and your freedom. Biblical foundations of boundaries. From the very beginning, boundaries were part of God's design, God's first boundary. Genesis 2:15-17. God told Adam and Eve, "Of every tree you may freely eat, but not this one." It wasn't to limit them, but to protect them. Freedom without boundaries is like a car without brakes. It may go fast, but it won't go far. Boundaries from creation. Genesis 1:16. The sun was set to rule the day, the moon the night. Imagine if the sun decided to cross the line and burn non-stop. Life would be destroyed. Boundaries create order, safety, and purpose. Boundaries in the law. Exodus 20. The 10 Commandments weren't about control. They were about direction. They set boundaries around truth, honor, worship, and relationships. Boundaries are God's way of guiding us toward life, not trapping us. Why respecting boundaries matters. Boundaries are the lines that define where your freedom ends and someone else's begins. Ignoring them has consequences. Pitfalls of ignoring boundaries. Genesis 3. They crossed God's boundary and lost paradise. They lost peace, dignity, and presence. David and Bathsheba, 2 Samuel 11. David stayed home when kings went to war. Out of position, he fell into sin. When you're not where you're supposed to be, you often end up doing what you're not supposed to do. Benefits of honoring boundaries. Joseph, Genesis chapter 39, verses 7-9. Potiphar's wife tried to seduce him, but Joseph said, "How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?" He knew his limits. He honored God's boundaries, and that no preserved his destiny and positioned him for greatness. Every time you honor a boundary, you're setting yourself up for a better future. How to establish healthy boundaries. 1. Know who you are. Identity. You are God's masterpiece. When you know your value, you don't allow just anyone to cross your line. 2. Learn to say no. No is not weakness, it's a superpower. Every time you say no to pressure, you're saying yes to purpose. 3. Resabur when and where to be. Time is a boundary. There's a time to study, a time to rest, a time to date, and a time to wait. Disrespect time and you'll regret it. 4. Penetrated personal values. Decide in advance what you will and will not do. Don't wait until the pressure comes. By then, it's too late. 5. Surround yourself with respectful friends. Real friends don't pressure you to cross lines. They help you draw them. What boundaries protect you from? Moderately. Most regrets are born from ignored boundaries. Evaluated. Boundaries guard your dignity. Lost potential. Ignored limits can delay your destiny. Toxic influences. Boundaries keep negativity out. Attachments. Boundaries protect your emotional, physical, and spiritual health. Memorable conclusion. Stay on track to go far. Think of a train. It's massive, powerful, unstoppable, but only if it stays on its tracks. The tracks are its boundaries. The moment it jumps off, it's not powerful anymore, it's a disaster. You're like that train. You've got speed, power, and potential, but your greatness will only carry you safely if you stay within God's boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls to trap you. They're They're tracks to launch you. Respect them, define them, guard them, because where your boundaries end, your blessings begin. Prayer. Lord, help me embrace boundaries, not fight them. Teach me to say no to pressure, yes to purpose, and to trust that your fences are built to protect my destiny. Keep me on track so I can go far. If this message hit home for you, don't just scroll away. Like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more content that gives you tools to win in life. Remember, your no today could be the reason your future stays intact tomorrow.